think the funniest thing is that me and Yaz, characteristic-wise, probably couldn't be more opposite. Everything about us, I would say we're just polar opposites of one another, but I think it's why it works so well. He's so creative, but I'm so business-driven. I understand money management really well, maybe some aspects that he doesn't, but he knows so many things that I don't, and I think that's why we work so well together. There's a lot of areas that I can't really comprehend and he can't, but obviously I can do some things that he can't do.
Yeah, 100%. Well, those are the best matches, the ones that, what's the best way of saying it? Bring each other up, like where your weaknesses are his strengths and his strengths are your weaknesses, and vice versa. So you both collaborate and you're able to, well, clearly it's worked because you've built a brand that just keeps on growing and growing.
The thing I find most crazy is people struggle their whole life to find a good person to be in business with. It's the first person we both found at 19 years of age and couldn't be more perfect match for each other with it.
Yeah, I think Reese Wabara speaks on that, about how the older you get, the more difficult it is to build those long-lasting relationships. Because I think it's different when you're younger. Like, you'll go to school with someone, you've maybe known them for 6-7 years, then you're out of school, you continue that relationship and you get to know each other more and more, and then maybe dabble in business. But as you get older, you get less opportunity to spend as much time with people. So you have to be very good at reading people, and it can be difficult, especially if you're going into business with someone, because you're putting... You're betting on them as well. Do you know what I mean? Because what's that saying about, like, I don't know. I think it's something like one bad apple will like bring down the ship or something along those lines. You know what I mean? Because the rotten apple, it spreads and it causes a problem. So maybe not directly correlate to just two people, but if someone's not pulling their weight and the other person is pushing and pushing, the one that's not pulling their weight is going to bring the other person down. I think, I feel like me and him have sort of grown up together. Even though it's been such a short space of time, I think the way that we've changed with one another and we've become similar in the way that we are, perhaps, not our minds, but the way that we talk and things like that. He says things I think, God, it sounds just like something I'd say, but we've almost like grown together and learned each other so well that we're at the age, we're both 22 now, we both know each other inside and out. A task might come in and he might go, right, you do it. Like, I know it'd be like, I can do the same as him. Like, right, that's you got that. Like, we understand each other. We know what to do with one another. Like, we know, okay, he's a lot better at this. So I'll leave you to it. I trust you. And it's the same goes for me. And then maybe it comes to it and I'll say, right, I've done this. What do you think about it? And he'll say, maybe it's all right, or good to go. I think those are a few of the most important things. I was going to say in business, but in life, but especially when it comes to a relationship: trust, honesty, and a business relationship, like making sure you've got no ego. Like, to be able to put your hands up and say, you're better at that than me. Like, I know you're going to do a better job. Like, and to be able to say that and not be bothered by that, that's like the perfect scenario. Like, to give it to someone else and clearly know he's better at that than me. I know what I'm good at. I'm going to stick to what I know and I'm going to let you do your thing and we're going to meet in the middle. Like, I have it with Joe and our business. Like, I know what he's good at and he knows what I'm good at. And we just clearly define the roles, and it sounds like you've done the same thing. And it's the best way.
I agree. I think there's no way it could be as successful as it is without it being like that. If ego takes over and you think you can do everything better than the other one, it's never really going to work out at the end of the day, I don't think.
100%. So when you had that initial conversation then, sat down, where did you go was it a Nando's or something?
No, we do go Nando's a lot. That's our new signature place, but it was actually a place in Rochester. Don Vincenzo it's called. It's an Italian restaurant. But we sat down in there. I think I'd just turned 19, perhaps Yaz was still 18, roughly. And we sat there, probably in there for about 4 hours, I'd say, just speaking flat out. And I was just saying I'd saved up all this money, like, and obviously how I wanted to invest it. And he obviously had this business already started up. Obviously there were so many things that he didn't know, I didn't know. Obviously, like I say, we're so young, never owned a business before. So a lot of the things along the way, we've just been learning along the way. Like, we've made mistakes with it. We didn't really get taught anything about it at school, so it's all sort of been a lot of winging it with it, and everything sort of just managed to turn out right. But there's a lot more precaution in place now from where we first started, for sure. I
don't think anyone gets taught business in school.
No.
Even a business degree, I don't think that's business, like, really.